Alejandro. Do you think you could help me for a project on Nicaragua for Contemporary World?
Oh yeah, I know, for sure, hombre, I can help you. You know why? Because I'm Nicaraguan.
You're Nicaraguan? I thought you were Mexican, man.
Cousin Pedro's Mexican. I'm Nicaraguan, man.
Well, you're gonna help out a lot, Alejandro. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad to have you, cousin.
Okay there, stop burning my churro. I'll help you now, don't worry about it. Nicaragua is located in Central America, with Honduras to the north and Costa Rica to the south. I am but one out of about 6 million other Nicaraguans in the 400 square kilometers of this country. I live with 1,100,000 others in the capital city called Managua. In Nicaragua, 69% of the people are mestizo, a mix of European and indigenous background. 17% are Caucasian, 9% are black, and 5% are indigenous. The two major religions are 75% Roman Catholic and 15% Evangelical Protestants. Spanish is spoken by 98% of the population. But just hold on a second there, senor. Many of the Caribbean coastal areas also speak English, so tourism is welcome. The currency Nicas use to buy what they need is called Cordoba. Inflation is only 0.93%, which is a good number. The three main components of the GDP are 17.7% manufacturing, 16.8% agriculture, cattle, forestry and fishing, and 14.2% retail, hotels, and restaurants. The highest valued exports are coffee, beef, shrimp, lobster, tobacco, sugar, gold, peanuts, textiles, and apparel. 60% of its exports are from agriculture and the economy is based on it. The weather is tropical in the lowlands, which means all 12 months have temperatures above 18 degrees Celsius, and cooler in highlands. I used to live in the lowlands until my family moved into the highlands in 1990. And I could tell you this, the beaches were amazing, my friend. Especially Playa Marcela. Man, I miss that beach. We have a birth rate of 22.77 births per 1,000 people per year, and a death rate of 4.28 people per 1,000. So we got enough people coming in and out. Alright, muy bien, amigo. Now that we've established the basic details, let's go back 500 years to the 16th century and explore the history of Nicaragua. Nicaragua was dominated by Indians, who were then dominated by Spanish explorers and colonists in the 1520s. In the late 1990s, over 2/3 of Nicaraguans were mestizo. 1821, Nicaragua declared independence from Spain. Till the early 1900s, Nicas enjoyed peace and relative prosperity. Several coffee and banana farms were created during this time. Since 1909, the governments of the USA, Soviet Union, Cuba, etc. have involved themselves in Nicaraguan matters to protect each country's business welfares. Since the 1970s, a group known as the Sandinistas, a left-wing Nicaraguan political party, have been believed to have connections with the former Soviet Union and Cuba. The United States banned trade with Nicaragua and supported anti-Sandinista groups called Contras to stop the Sandinistas because they were suspicious of its relations with the Soviet Union and Cuba. About 30,000 people died in over 10 years of fighting. In 1989, a ceasefire was followed by elections. The Sandinistas were defeated and surrendered political power to the United Nicaraguan Opposition Coalition, led by Violeta Barrios de Chamorro.
So Alejandro, how's the state of Nicaragua today?
No está igual, mi amigo. No, I can't even go to my salsa clubs anymore. I love to dance salsa. You saw me before. Nicaragua is one of the several developing countries in the world. With a GDP of $16.62 billion, it is ranked 131 out of 229 countries in the world. The GDP per capita is $2,800 and it is ranked 169 out of 229 countries. There is 8.2% unemployment and a 46.5% underdeployment. The real problem with those two percentages is underemployment, because what that term means is a condition where a portion of a community's or region's population is employed, but individuals are not earning enough to maintain self-sufficiency. As a result of underemployment, 40% of the population is below the poverty line. 80% of people live on less than $1 a day in Nicaragua. Education is also pretty bad, with only 3.1% of the GDP funding it. Lastly, there are so many people that can't even read, hombre. At age 15 and over, only 67.5% of the total population can read and write. The biggest issue of Nicaragua, as determined by the majority of people, is poverty. This poverty is caused by the lack of work and results in gangs being formed on the streets. These gangs roam streets and rob tourists at every possible moment. Even people who are educated are unable to get a job. It is the companies who win and the citizens who lose. Companies pay barely any taxes, give low salaries, and have the right to leave with little or no notification. People do not earn enough money to sustain themselves, and job security is low. This goes back to the issue of underemployment, a condition where a portion of a community's or a region's population is employed, but individuals are not earning enough to maintain self-sufficiency. Women will resort to doing laundry or making food to sell in the streets. Men and children sell things like CDs, gum, nuts, and other small things. Little boys even shine in shoes. The situation would improve if more of the people of Nicaragua invested in their own country. The government was unable to help the people because it is plagued with corruption. The government cannot help the poor people enough because social programs are too limited. Politicians also take a lot of money that should really be going to the government.
Alexander, after everything I've told you though, you have to realize one thing though. Nicaragua can change. And now we dance!
Suave, bésame, bésame, suave, bésame otra vez. Suave,